Okay, so you may have seen my other video on the True Blue Mini, and this was the crackhead version. Well, since then I went ahead and bought the meth pack version, but I haven't done a video on it yet, so I thought I'd show you what games come on that one. And then I had a supplier send me the fight pack version, which is 32 gigabytes, and the weed pack version, which is 64 gigabytes. It's kind of strange that one only has 99 games instead of 101. So I think the easiest way to do this is go ahead and plug in each one, show you what games are on there, and give you my overall impressions of each one. So I'm not going to cover all 359 games, but I will cycle through the games and show you what's on each version. And then I'm going to test these out for a few days. Go ahead and try to play as many games as possible. So let's go ahead and hook each one up, see how it plays, and then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. I also want to test the 8-bit DOE adapter to see if it works with this while playing these versions. So let's go ahead and open these up and see what we've got. Okay, so it looks pretty much identical to the other two versions. Really the only difference is on the label where it says Fight Pack. And it's got the exact same USB adapter with 4 USB ports. And you can see again, this is exactly the same as the others. This one obviously says Weed Pack. And again, the USB adapter. So now I'm going to go ahead and connect all three of these and try to go through some of the games to show you what's on each one. And then we're going to test out some controllers with these adapters to see how they work. Now I did try to connect all 4 of the True Blue Mini sticks to a USB adapter, but unfortunately it wouldn't work. I really wish there was a way to keep them all plugged in and then just switch between each one without physically removing the flash drives. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Fight Pack. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of these games on the Fight Pack, but I definitely like this collection of games here they put together. Out of all the games on this version, I probably played Tekken the most, and I probably played all 3 versions a lot as a kid. Now I also played some Mortal Kombat games, but I really wasn't that good at those. And a few games that I didn't really play as a kid that I'm definitely going to have to try out is the Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. And I'm probably going to play some of the Street Fighter games as well. Now I did play a couple of the boxing games way back in the day, so I'll probably have to play a couple of those just to see if I remember. So overall, even though there's not as many games on this one as the other versions, I would definitely recommend the Fight Pack version. Alright, so now let's take a quick look at the Weed Pack version. Okay, so that's weird. I couldn't get the Weed Pack version to work when I plugged it in directly, and so then I used the USB adapter. However, then it says the controller wasn't recognized, and it sort of did a reboot, and then it started working just fine. So I don't know if it's just something finicky with the Weed Pack version, because I haven't had this issue with the other versions. Okay, so you get 99 games on the Weed Pack version. So you've got quite a collection, just about a game for everyone, and just about every genre you could think of. So I'm just gonna go through a few of the games. Okay, so now you can see some of the games here on the Weed Pack version. I definitely only played a small percentage of these games, but there are a few that I haven't played in so long. I might try the Medal of Honor Underground just to see what it looks like. The original Doom. I don't think I ever played Final Doom. I'll probably also play the Metal Gear Solid VR missions. Yeah, definitely not gonna play the Harry Potter games. I also had the Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. I've already played a few games of the NBA Jam Tournament Edition. I'm pretty sure I did have that on the original PlayStation. I might even try Toy Story 2 now that I watched Toy Story 4. And I've got to play the Spider-Man games again because I used to have those on the original PlayStation. So yeah, the Weed Pack version is definitely a pretty good selection. Probably one of my favorites so far. The old Tomb Raider games, those are always good. Now let's take a quick look at the Meth Pack. That also comes with 101 games. Okay, so as you can see, here's the games for the Meth Pack version. I remember seeing some of these games at stores for super cheap, but I don't think I bought them because they didn't look that great. I'll probably play the Batman and Robin game, maybe Blade. Crash Bash, I don't believe I had that one, so I might try that. Destruction Derby, that was always fun. And then a game I definitely need to go back and play is the Die Hard games. It's been too long to remember if those were good or not. I just remember playing them. And then I'm not sure about these ECW wrestling games. I played more of the WWF or WCW. And I definitely remember playing the Jet Moto games. Those were a lot of fun if you're into racing games. So a couple of these basketball games I definitely played. NBA Jam Extreme, and I think I had NBA Hang Time as well. They're very similar games though. I also played NBA Live 2000, even though for some reason it doesn't work on this one. It only gets to the load screen. I don't think there's a way to fix it. Now the Twisted Metal games, those are pretty fun. The Rampage games, I remember playing those on arcades. Definitely gonna play Road Rash 3D. I do remember that one being pretty fun. So the Meth Pack version is definitely a good collection of games as well. Really, you can't go wrong with any of these True Blue Mini flash drives. And again, I'm just gonna cycle through them. I'm not gonna name all of them just because there's so many, but this should give you a good idea of what games are on this version. So as you can see, there's a lot of games to choose from. Sure, I probably won't play half of these, but there is a handful of these that I probably will play from time to time. It's really just nice to have this many to choose from that you can play whenever you want. So the cool thing is, let's say you've got an Xbox One controller connected through the 8-bit DOE adapter. You can also plug in a second controller using the USB adapter, such as the controller that it comes with, and everything seems to work just fine. Okay, so now I've got the Xbox One controller connected through the 8-bit DOE adapter. Then I have both PlayStation Classic controllers connected through the USB adapter. So it sort of looks like this. I'm gonna try a game like NBA Jam Extreme, where I know you can play 4 players. Okay, so the weird thing is I've got 3 controllers connected, so I tried a powered USB just to see if it'd make a difference. But the 2 that I plugged in to the USB adapter, the problem is it doesn't recognize each controller as a separate one. So you basically have 2 people controlling the same player. So I think you're limited to only 2 controllers on the PlayStation Classic. And the nice thing is you can use a Wii remote with this PlayStation Classic, with the True Blue Mini and the 8-bit DOE adapter. And the nice thing about that is you can plug a lot of different controllers in, such as the Wii Pro controller, or even the Super Nintendo Classic, or Nintendo Classic controllers. But personally, I like to use the Wii Pro controller just because it has the analog sticks, which is a lot nicer when playing racing games. Okay, so of course I couldn't get the PS3 controller to connect, but I gotta tell you, I had to do a separate video on this just in order to get this to work, because the PS3 controller is really finicky with this system. The weird thing is, if you plug a PS3 controller into the PlayStation Classic through USB, the analog stick actually works, but none of the other buttons work. So I think when you've got over 350 games to choose from, you're definitely gonna find plenty of games that either you played when you were growing up, or on the other hand, a lot of games that you didn't get the chance to play. It's not perfect, and there's a lot of other ways to do this, but this is by far the easiest way, and especially now that the PlayStation Classic is down to only $20 at some places. I mean, it's definitely worth it. So unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to test out every single game to make sure there's not other games like NBA Live 2000 that only gets to a certain point and then freezes. But I can tell you, so far the games that I have played, they've all worked and I haven't had any issues. I just can't believe how many games I can play now on my PlayStation Classic. So I'm definitely liking that. So I'm definitely going to enjoy these games from time to time. And I'll leave a link in the description below with current pricing and more information on each of the True Blue Mini flash drives. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.